It's Mayawati and Mulayam Singh to the rescue again. The UPA government wins the FDI vote in the Rajya Sabha. 123 votes went against the motion, whereas 109 voted for the motion. It is a convincing victory for the government, even in the Rajya Sabha.
The opposition's motion was defeated 123 votes to 109. The win came after MPs of the Samajwadi Party walked out of the Rajya Sabha, in effect abstaining, and with the BSP voting in favour of the government. As seen in the Lok Sabha, there were MPs who broke ranks with their party during the vote. JDU's Upendra Kushwaha voted for the government even though his party is against FDI in retail.
The government has demonstrated that on the vote it has a majority. The parliamentary democracy runs on the principle of members present and voting. That principle was applied in both houses, and we have demonstrated that we have a majority of the members present and voting in both houses.
दिन में कुश्ती, रात में दोस्ती, ये नहीं चलेगा. लोगों को मालूम होगा इन लोगों ने जनता को धोखा दिया है और कांग्रेस को और एक बार मौका दिया है. इसलिए जब भी मौका आएगा जनता इनको सबक सिखाएगा. मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है जब भी इश्यू जनता के पास जाएगा जनता सरकार का जो निर्णय को विरोध करेंगे और इसको सबक सिखाएंगे.
The BJP always makes these allegations, and I would wish that they were better losers. They lost in the Lok Sabha, they made the allegations. They have lost in the Rajya Sabha, and they are making these allegations. This was a rejection of the politics of the BJP. I have said so from the beginning that this is nothing but politics. There was no issue of FDI because FDI has been left to the states, and if there was anything left in this debate, it was pure politics.
दोनों सदनों ने, लोकसभा और राज्यसभा ने सरकार द्वारा रिटेल में एफडीआई का समर्थन किया है और विपक्ष बुरी तरह पराजित हुआ है. अब वो तरह तरह के विश्लेषण निकाल रहे हैं, उन विश्लेषणों का कोई अर्थ नहीं है. संसद ने एफडीआई रिटेल को अप्रूव कर दिया है और इससे देश के किसानों का भला होगा, युवकों का भला होगा, आम आदमी का भला होगा और किसी भी व्यापारी का कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा, किसी भी दुकानदार का कोई नुकसान नहीं होगा.
We are grateful to the honourable members. It's a decisive victory. It exposes the BJP for its double speak and double standard.
The upper house, it was not convincing at all.
They still had 15 more MPs than you.
14 more MPs, when 15 MPs who abstained in the Lok Sabha voted here in the government's favour in the Rajya Sabha. So that is, if you technically, why they changed their mind, that is not democracy. It's a political decision, and what is happening, maybe the supremacy of the market is reigning even in the Parliament House. So I mean, whatever may have happened, that we'll know very shortly. But the point is that because of this changed positions, you had this sort of a technical victory for you. Otherwise, it was defeated. Now the question is, the no confidence motion, their efforts would have been much less to try and get this sort of a support, because there are many more who do not want an election now.
आज हिंदुस्तान के 5 करोड़ फुटकर व्यापारी हैं और उनके परिवार सहित जनसंख्या होती है 20 से 25 करोड़. वो बर्बाद हो जाएंगे, आत्महत्या कर लेंगे, बुनकर और से लेकर के किसान से लेकर के सारे के सारे चौपट हो जाएंगे.
सरकार के खिलाफ वोट क्यों नहीं किया? सरकार के खिलाफ
वोट करने से क्या हो जाएगा उसमें?
I don't have evidence to say that suitcases reached somewhere the dead of the night. But this seems absolutely bizarre that overnight the BSP, which had abstained in the Lok Sabha, which spoke against FDI right through, just changed its stance in 24 hours. You see, because how can it overnight? How can the main enemy change from FDI to BJP overnight? She was persuaded, I won't use a stronger term, she was persuaded to vote with the ruling party.
There is a signal that the government wants to move ahead and is going to move ahead on certain broad decisions. So I think to that extent there is a very positive sentiment. But I do think that this positive sentiment has to be backed up by a lot of actions on the ground in actually making the projects move, because to revive actually the investment pipeline, you need the sentiment to improve, but you also need ground level action to take place.
We have in Parliament today a mood, even with opposition parties, to not appear obstructionist, to have healthy debate, and at the end of the day, to enable some of these legislations to move forward. And I think this, therefore, is going to be the game changer now going forward, the desire to see some of this go through. And I have no doubt that some of the finance bills will begin to see the light of day.